We have a great beginner XTool project today. We're taking this simple piece of wood and turning it into a beautiful Christmas ornament. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and jump over to Design Bundles to look for a cut file for our Christmas ornament. I have found Design Bundles to be an excellent source for finding cut files for my XTool. So if you have not tried them yet, be sure to check them out. And I will put the link in the description box below to the ornament file that we choose. So I'm just going to come up here to the search and I'm going to enter in Forest Christmas Ornament. And then over here, I'm going to hit Exclude Plus Products. That way we're only looking at different items that can be purchased by everybody. You do not have to have the Plus membership to purchase the one that we are going to be buying today. Oh, this is perfect. 2 layers, and it has trees. The one has a cutout of a cabin. So let's just go ahead and grab this one. Now the 2 different styles come for $3. So let's go ahead and click on it. And to keep this simple, we are looking for SVG files today. So you can see at the top of the list over here, it does come with an SVG file, so that will be perfect. And this one happens to be 50% off today. That's even better. So we're going to go ahead and add it to our cart and click to check out. Now it's showing what's in my cart, and we'll continue to payment. I will take care of that part privately, and then we're ready to download the products. And here is the file. You can see some other files I have purchased. And I'll go ahead and click Download File and click on Christmas Ornament. And we have it down in our download folder. We are done now on Design Bundle website. So let's click over to our downloads and check out the file. As you can see, it's right here, Christmas Ornaments Zigzag Graphics. So I'm going to right click on this zipped folder and click Extract All. And it's going to save to a destination. It's just going to save to my downloads. I'm fine with that. Click Extract. And here is our folder. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this before we put it into our XTool program. And we did receive it in all the different files that were noted. What we're going to be working with today, though, is just a simple SVG, and you might be familiar with these if you're used to using them for your Cricut. So let's click on it and take a look at it. It has 2 pieces per ornament. Our cutout piece with the trees. This one over here is the cutout with the cabin. Our text is there. You could go ahead right now and change your text around or add something if you want. But if you are very new, let's just keep it simple and we're going to do it as is. So let's head into our XTool Creative Space. Now you're going to come up here and click on Image and then Downloads, because we're going to go find this file from our download folder. And we are going to click on the SVG image. It pulls it right up into Creative Space. Now we're only going to cut one of these right now, so I'm going to click on this piece and delete it, and click on these and delete it. Now, as you can see, all of the lines on here are orange right now. Well, we need to go ahead and tell Creative Space what we want to do with those lines. So let's click on the top layer, and this layer is going to be cut. So we need to come over here to our right toolbar and select Cut. And since I am using the 3mm basswood from Hobby Lobby, I'm just going to click down here and they already have different woods in here ready to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on the 3mm basswood. It's that simple. It already has the parameters that it needs to cut already filled in for us. Now over here for Happy Holidays, we are going to do this as an engraved portion of the ornament. So the difference between score and engrave, if we chose this as a score, we would just have the outline of the letters cut out there. But if we switch to engrave, you can see the letters fill in and they will be solid. So we're going to go ahead and use it as an engrave. We're going to keep our setting at the 3mm basswood plywood. And then there is one last piece that we need to do, and that's this circle. As you can see now, this one has turned to purple because it is cut. This one has turned to a solid orange because we changed it to engrave. Now this one, we're going to click on the outline of this ornament and select cut. So you can see both pieces that are getting cut and the orange that is getting engraved. And the last thing that we are going to do on the screen here is to shrink our ornaments down just a little bit. I don't need them 4 1/4 inches. So we're going to make the height of the ornament to be 3 1/2. And then we'll highlight this portion too and change it to 3 1/2 inches high. And as long as this little lock is checked off, when you change the height, it will keep it proportionate and it will change your width as well. So we'll go ahead and move this up closer and hit process. And once you get to this screen, we're going to go ahead and set our piece of wood up in the machine and go ahead and frame it. This is my XTool. It is the D1 Pro 20 watt. What we need to do now is go ahead and take our piece of wood, and this one I've already cut a couple circles out of that for some other tags I was making, and we're going to put it in underneath the laser head. And as you can see the little crosshairs down there, we're going to be using that for lining up. And on this side, what we're going to do is pull this little lever down, and you want to make sure that this is not touching your material as it drags. Now, I don't know if you could hear it or not, but this is scraping along the wood as it drags. So you're going to come, there is one of these on the other side of your XTool, and we're going to lift that up, lift the laser up just a little bit. Move that switch back down, and now that moves without touching the wood itself. So we'll get that back up and out of the way and line up our laser on the wood. And then over here on the computer, we will click framing. And then our light is flashing, showing us that it's time to frame. So we're going to push this button. And we were watching the line of the laser as it went up and down, making sure it doesn't go off the wood at any point. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn on my air assist and turn on my ventilation, so it's going to get a little bit noisy here. Now, if you have not worked with a laser cutter before, you are going to want to make sure you put on safety goggles while your laser is cutting, especially if you're going to be around and you think you might be like glancing at it to check and see how it's coming. Make sure you're protecting your eyes with your safety glasses. Now the XTool does also come with this shield right here. under the laser module that will give you a little bit more protection, but making sure your eyes are covered is very important. We definitely do not want to damage our eyes. And again, over on the computer, we're going to hit framing complete and start. And we can see that our button starts to flash again. So we'll be clicking that and we will watch our machine do its job. I'll turn off the air assist so it quiets down a little bit. We will back the laser off of our wood and lift it up and see what we have. We will go ahead now and finish up our project really quickly here so you can see the whole thing come together. And I'm just going to use this gloss white acrylic paint for the top layer. We're just going to do it simply just like how it was on design bundles in the image that they showed. You could also use acrylic paint pens for this. Those work excellent on projects like this, but this was already on my desk, so I chose to just go ahead and use what was out. Now for the bottom layer, I am going to use this Waverly wax in the antique color. I love the color that this gives to wood projects. It's just always been one of my favorite. So we'll go ahead and apply a coat of this to the whole project, and you can just apply this stuff really sloppy and then take a paper towel and wipe it off, and it gives a beautiful finish to wood projects. Now you would probably want to apply a second coat of white to this top layer, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how it looks and how it comes together. And my project is still wet, so I'm not going to glue it together right now. But what I like to use is this Star Bond Thick, and I use that to glue my project together, and I have never had a problem with it. I love the way it works for these projects. So there you go. This is your first project completely done with your XTool. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope this encourages you to get your XTool out and craft something wonderful. I'll see you next time in the craft room.